நண்பர்களே வணக்கம். இது காந்தியினுடைய உதவியாளர் திரு கல்யாணம் அவர்கள் ஆற்றிய உரையின் இறுதி பகுதி. சொன்னது நீதானா என்கிற தலைப்பில் இந்த இறுதி பகுதி வெளியாகிறது. திரு கல்யாணம் அவர்கள் ஒரு உரையை நிகழ்த்தி முடித்த பிறகு நான் என் உரையில் முதல் பாகத்தில் குறிப்பிட்டு சொன்னதை போல திரு கல்யாணம் அவர்களை ஒன்றிரண்டு கேள்விகள் கேட்க வேண்டும் என்று விழைந்து கேட்டேன். திரு கல்யாணம் அவர்களும் அதற்கு பதிலளித்தார். நான் கேட்ட கேள்வி மிக எளிய கேள்வி. காந்தியவர்கள் கோட்சேயால் சுட்டு வீழ்த்தப்பட்ட போது மரண தருவாயில் கோட்சே மீது நடவடிக்கை எடுக்கக்கூடாது, சட்ட நடவடிக்கை எடுக்கக்கூடாது, அவரை மன்னித்து விட வேண்டும் என்று சொல்லிவிட்டு இறந்தாரா என்று கேட்டேன். ஏனென்றால் ஒரு 70 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு மேலாக 1948 30 ஜனவரியிலிருந்து சில குறிப்பிட்ட நபர்கள் அல்லது ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட அரசியல் கட்சியை சார்ந்தவர்கள் அதை ஒரு பெரும் பிரச்சாரமாகவே செய்து வந்தார்கள். காந்தி புத்தருக்கு மேலேயும் மன்னிப்பின் மறு அவதாரமாகவும் கொன்றவனை கூட நடவடிக்கை எடுக்காமல் விட்டுவிடுங்கள், இந்திய தண்டனை சட்டத்திலிருந்து விலக்கு கொடுத்து விடுங்கள், அந்த சட்டம் எனக்கு பொருந்தாது என்று கடைசி தருவாயில் மன்றாடி கேட்டுக்கொண்டதாகவும், ஆனால் கூட காந்தி மகான் மன்னித்து விடலாம் என்று சொன்னார், இருந்தாலும் நாங்கள் சட்டத்தை நிறைவேற்றினோம் என்று காந்தியை பற்றி ஒரு பொய்யை சொல்லி தங்களை தாங்களே உயர்த்தி தூக்கி பிடித்தார்கள் ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட கட்சியினர். ஒரு மனிதன் குண்டடிப்பட்டு இறந்து போகிற தருவாயில், அதுவும் காந்தியை போன்ற மிக பலகீனமான உடல் அமைப்பு படைத்த ஒரு மனிதர் இப்படியெல்லாம் அவரை மன்னித்து விடுங்கள் என்று நீண்டதொரு விளக்கம் கொடுப்பது என்பதெல்லாம், லெக்சர் கொடுப்பது என்பதெல்லாம் சினிமாவில் நடக்கலாமே தவிர வாழ்க்கையில் இயற்கையில் இயல்பாக நடக்கக்கூடிய விஷயம் அல்ல. எனவே திரு கல்யாணம் அவர்களை நான் அழைத்து பேச சொன்னபோது இதை கேட்டேன். காந்தி இப்படி சொன்னாரா? கல்யாணம் அவர்கள் சொன்னார், எனக்கு தெரிந்து சொல்லவில்லை. நான் கேட்டேன், நீங்கள் எங்கே இருந்தீர்கள்? காந்தியார் அவர்கள் வழக்கம் போல் 2 பெண்களின் தோள்களில் கையை போட்டு கொண்டு வந்து கொண்டிருந்தார். இந்த பக்கம் இருந்த வலப்புறம் இருந்த பெண்ணின் அடுத்து நான் இருந்தேன். அதாவது காந்திக்கும் இவருக்கும் இடையே ஒரு பெண்ணினுடைய உடல் ஒரு 7-8 இன்ச்சு இருக்கலாம் இருந்தது. எனவே காந்தி சொல்லியிருந்தால் சர்வ நிச்சயமாக இவருக்கு தெரிந்திருக்கும். காந்தி சொல்லவில்லை. காந்தி ஒரு மனிதன் சுடப்பட்டு இறக்கிற போது கூட அவனை வைத்து ஏதாவது அரசியல் ஆதாயம் கிடைக்காதா என்று தேடுவது அநேகமாக உலகின் எந்த பாகத்திலும் நடக்காது. இவர்கள் இறந்துவிட்டு துக்கத்தையும் தள்ளி வைத்துவிட்டு அவன் போய்விட்டான், அவனை வைத்து நமக்கு ஏதாவது கிடைக்குமா என்று ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட கட்சியினர் தொடர்ந்து இந்த பொய் பிரச்சாரத்தை செய்து வந்தார்கள். திரு கல்யாணம் அவர்கள் நான் கேட்ட அன்று 22/7/2014 அவர் மட்டும்தான் காந்தியை சுட்டபோது பார்த்த கடைசி உயிரோடு இருந்த சாட்சி. அவரும் ஒரு 2 வருடங்களுக்கு முன்னால் இறந்து போய்விட்டார். அதுவும் கடைசி 2 ஆண்டுகள் அவரால் பெரிய அளவிலே செயல்பட முடியாமல் படுத்த படுக்கையாக இருந்து மாண்டு போய்விட்டார். எனவே நண்பர்களே, அதை கூட பாருங்கள். அங்கிருந்த சிலர், நீங்கள் பார்க்கலாம், அந்த பகுதி வீடியோ கொஞ்சம் பழுதுபட்டிருக்கிறது என்றாலும் கூட உன்னித்து கேட்டால் தெரியும். 1-2 பேர் காங்கிரஸ்காரர்களாக தங்களை காண்பித்துக் கொள்ள விரும்புகிறவர்கள் அந்த கேள்வியை, இதையெல்லாம் கேட்கக்கூடாது என்று துடித்து போவதை கேட்பீர்கள். மறுநாள் 23/7/2014 தினத்தந்தி பத்திரிகையில் இதை ஒரு பெரிய செய்தியாக வெளியிட்டிருந்தார்கள். நான் கேட்டுக்கொள்வதெல்லாம், இறந்து போன மனிதரை வைத்து ஒரு அரசியல் வியாபாரம் பொய்ப்பிரச்சாரம் செய்வதை தயவு செய்து நாம் எல்லோரும் நிறுத்தினால் அதுதான் நாம் காந்திக்கு செய்யும் மிகப்பெரிய மரியாதையாக இருக்கும். இந்த தலைப்பு சொன்னது நீதானா? நன்றி. பாருங்கள்.
Respected guest of this evening, Sri V. Kalyanam, the freedom fighter and the personal secretary to Gandhiji between 1943 and 48, and the president of the Bar Association, Mr. Tamil Mani, my good friend, and Kamalanathan, the secretary and the office bearers of this, and the senior counsel, Mr. J. Maslamani, senior counsel, Mr. Gopinath, and Mr. L. Sundaresh, and other senior counsel, Mr. Krishnan, and everybody. It gives me great pleasure to be here, a part of this function, being celebrated as the 150th celebration lectures. As rightly said, I heard about Mr. Kalyanji. I won't agree when he says 90 years old. I would say 90 years young. When he saw the photograph there, he goes and cleans his flat in the mornings. Even today, as a routine he does. How many of us do? Nobody. We only depend upon others. That's the way he adopted the life of Gandhiji. I have not seen Gandhiji because I am not born at the time. But I should be grateful to Mr. Tamil Mani for having given me this opportunity to sit with the eminent personality who had been the secretary of Gandhiji. I'm so lucky today. As you rightly said, we don't get an opportunity to see elders of this caliber and quality. Very rarely we come across. I have not seen the photographs of Gandhiji. I have read and heard about Gandhiji. A few things I want to share before I hand over the mic to Mr. Kalyan. It's 3 things made him to become a Mahatma. I have read it. One, the drama of Bhakta Sri Ravanan, who carried his parents இந்த காவடி தூக்கிட்டு பாத யாத்திரை போனார் அந்த ஸ்ரீவணன். That influenced the life of Gandhiji. Secondly, the Harishchandra, who speaks only but nothing but truth all the times. Why me Willum, that policy and the principle adopted by Gandhiji only because of him. And then when Gandhiji was small at his residence, there was a young girl by name Ramba who taught Rama Namam to Gandhiji. He preached that. So these 3 things made him the principal, a man, and later on he called as a Mahatma Gandhi. You all know on 15/7/2007, UN declared October 2nd as the International Ahimsa Day. It's being followed. That itself a great honor to Gandhiji. I welcome Mr. Kumari Anandan, the senior politician and Ilakyavadi. More than the politician, he is Ilakyavadi. Please do come, sir. வணக்கம் சார். அந்த காலத்தில் ஒரு ஸ்பீச்சை நான் கேட்பேன். அப்போ சிவாஜி கணேசன் மாதிரியா பேசுவார். நான் சிவாஜி ரசிகன், அதனால இவர் ரசிகன் ஆனேன். வெல்கம் சார். தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச். தேங்க்யூ. ஐ ஹவ் சீன் யூ சார். உங்களோட திரும்பிட்டு பேசுவீங்க, அவரை மாதிரியே என்ஜாய் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். It's a routine affair that our country produces coins, issues stamps, and then erecting statues. But most surprising and interesting aspect is more than 100 countries in the world have got coins, issue stamps, and erected statues for Gandhiji. That is a commendable achievement of one individual. More so, he has not visited America. Gandhiji has not visited America, but there are 40 more than statues in America. They value a person like that. Without having been there, he has won the heart of the people there. And he is known for his compassion and truth. Nothing but truth he speaks. So no, when he told him, I know that he will speak only but truth, need not tell him. Because he's a follower. And there is a vast difference. See, many leaders we have read, many leaders we have seen, one freedom, like Gandhiji, but there's a vast difference between Gandhiji and other leaders. For example, George Washington, Fidel Castro, Nelson Mandela, and probably George Washington. They have won the freedom for the country, but they all become the leaders later. But Gandhiji won the freedom but never became a leader. That's the greatness of Gandhiji. As a matter of fact, it's a record. 14th August 1947, the night when they had a meeting, out to celebrate the freedom the next day, Nehru was sitting there, I believe, Patel was there, Ambedkar was there, but Gandhi was missing. He had been to Calcutta. He said, I can only get freedom and give it to you. Rest of things you handle, he went away. That's because he never opted for any post. Till the end, when people asked him, what is the message you want to give to the nation and the country? He said, my life is a message. That's what he said. That's the greatness of a person whom we are talking about even today. But unfortunate thing is, I'm glad that Madam has come, Mrs. Tamilmani, neighbors have come with the youngsters. We are slowly forgetting Gandhiji. Thereby the values are gone. சினிமாவில் கூட சொல்லிட்டான் பணம் காசுல தான் ஒரு காந்தி படத்தை போட்டிருக்கோம் அதோட சரி அதுவும் மறைஞ்சு போச்சுன்னு சொன்னா we don't know what will happen என்ன பண்ண போறோமோ தெரியல we could see the values are gone down in every field ஏன்னா we are not prepared to respect the elders we are not prepared to listen to elders values are all gone புக்கில் எழுதி வச்சிருக்கு நடைமுறைப்படுத்த தயாராக இல்லை. And I read in a paper, in a magazine, அவருடைய ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி என்ன தெரியுமா சொல்றாங்க அவருடைய யுட்டென்சில்ஸ் ஒரு டம்ளர் பெட்ஷீட் ஒரு பகவத்கீதா புக்கு ஸ்பெக்டக்கிள்ஸ் வாட்ச் வுடன் செப்பல் ரெண்டு பேர் ஒரு வுடன் செப்பல் பேர் அந்த படம் போட்டுருக்காங்க வுடன் செப்பல் பேரும் லெதர் செப்பல் பேரும் அவ்வளோதான் ரெண்டு தான் அவருக்கு அண்ட் வாக்கிங் ஸ்டிக். That's all the property, nothing more, nothing less. That's a man of simplicity. We know what happened when he went to how he was called, half naked fakri. Then he had exemplary qualities. சபர்மதி ஆசிரமத்துக்கு போன போது அங்கெல்லாம் கியூவில் நின்று அவர் சாப்பாட்டுக்கு போவாங்க. இவர் முன்னாடி அது கொஞ்சம் டயத்துக்கு போகலைன்னா அங்கே மணி அடித்து நிறுத்திடுவாங்களாம். அந்த மணிக்குள்ளே போயிடணும். காந்திஜி வராருனோன்னு அங்கே இருக்கிற ஒரு மணியை அடிக்காமல் நிறுத்திட்டு இருந்தாராம் ஒரு 2 minutes. இவர் போய் அவரை கடிஞ்சு கொண்டாராம். எனக்காக நீ மணி அடிக்காமல் எப்படி இருக்கலாம் மற்றவங்க வெயிட் பண்ணுறாங்கல்ல தப்பு சொல்லி சந்திச்சாராம். அந்த அளவுக்கு பிரின்சிபிள்டு மேன். அண்ட் சாந்தி நிகேதனுக்கு ஒரு தடவை போன போது ரகுவீந்திர தாகூர் ரவீந்திரநாத் தாகூர் போன போது அவர் கீழே உட்காந்துட்டாராம். இவர் தாகூர் கூப்பிட்டு வாங்க அப்படின்னு ரிசீவ் பண்ணும்போது தரையில் உட்காந்துட்டாராம். மேலே உட்காருங்க அப்படின்னா நான் உட்கார மாட்டேன், இது சரஸ்வதி இருந்த இடம், இது சரஸ்வதி வகித்த இடம், இந்த இடமும் சரஸ்வதி இடம், நான் கீழே தான் உட்காருவேன், நீங்களாம் பெரியவங்கன்னு சொல்லி சொன்னாராம். அந்த அளவுக்கு wherever he goes, he never had any pomp life. Then British Prime Minister last week, I read in the papers, William Hague, when he came down to Delhi, he first went to Rajkot, paid his homage, then came to meet our Honorable Prime Minister Modi, and he told Mr. Modi that please remember, we want to have a statue of Gandhi in the Parliament premises in UK, next to the statue of Nelson Mandela and Abraham Lincoln. That's a greatness. We are all surprised. He fought against the British people, fought against Britishism, chased them out of our country, but that country is now calling him, directing statues, issue stamps. What a person. That itself shows the greatness of a person. And now we are assembled here, and you know what Judge Bernard Shaw said when Gandhiji was shot dead. Beautifully said, all golden words. Too dangerous to be too good. When he was shot dead, Judge Bernard Shaw said, it's too dangerous to be too good. So that way, we have this pleasant evening on this occasion. We have to remember him, we have to follow him, we have to have the emulate the policies and principles of Gandhiji. We have the correct person today. As you are, I'm also equally interested in listening to him. On our behalf, on your behalf, my personal behalf, I welcome, sir. And I wish you all the more very long life, and wish you must also be contributing a lot to our peace, because we don't know most about the Gandhi. So whatever you are going to tell us, these proud possessions which are spread today should also be an eye opener to all the youngsters in the country. Thank you very much. Welcome.
We are grateful to Mr. Kumari Anandan, who has graced this occasion. We feel we are really honored. I would request the Honorable Judge to honor Mr. Kumari Anandan with a shawl. Sir, this is all we can do for you, nothing more, nothing beyond. Please, wow. Thank you, sir.
To ask me, I am.
And I'll ask.
Thank you.
Sir,
Right. Right. The placard I put up here was written on the 26th of January, 4 days before his death. I don't know whether you all are able to read it. His handwriting, I told you, is very poor. But, okay, I'll read out and you can see whether I am right. Brothers and sisters, this day, under that is in brackets 26th January. In those days, the Republic had not been formed, so it is still Independence Day. 26th January is Independence Day. That is the first line. Second line is, this observance was quite appropriate. Third line, when we were fighting for, next line, independence, we had not seen, next line, nor handled. Full stop. Now what is happening? Interjection mark. We have handled it and we seem to be disillusioned. At least I am, even if you are not. What are we celebrating today? Surely not our disillusionment. Gandhi was very unhappy in these last days. We spent 5.5 months, if you allow me to speak this. He came to Delhi on 9th of September 47. And he was in Calcutta immediately after the direct action day. He never came back to Delhi. They were celebrating on 26th, the 15th August. He was invited by Mountbatten and Nehru. He said, no, my place is here. This is more important. Hindu and Muslim unity is more important than your Independence Day in Delhi. These are his words, not mine. And he didn't come. He came only on 9th September. From 9th September till 30th January, I have got all the letters he received with me. At least out of 50 letters he received every day from India and abroad, at least 20 were critical of the government. Even in those days, immediately after independence, everybody was criticizing about the ministers. They are traveling in luxury cars, yes, and we are not able to meet them, and they are leading a luxurious life, and all that sort of thing. So Gandhi used to write to them, but nothing happened. You know, Gandhi was respected more. He is still respected and revered more in abroad than in India. We have written him altogether. I put up some newspapers here. They say even in 1948, immediately after his death, he was forgotten. It's all 48 papers, not now. Now it is different. Okay, he is totally forgotten. But even in those days, they said he is forgotten. Displayed is a check issued to me by Gandhi's signature. I don't know what made him issue a check to me. I was not drawing any salary. What happened was we were traveling, and at a particular junction, some villagers came to see him. Those villagers were known to him, and they mentioned some incident to Gandhi. And Gandhi said, go and inquire and let me know what happened. So one of them said, sir, he lives nearly 20 kilometers away. We can't go there and all that. Why don't you go by bus? Said, we have no money. So Gandhi immediately turned to me, have you got any money with you? I used to carry 50 rupees. Though there was no need, I used to always carry a record. So he said, to and fro, bus charges would be about 30 rupees, 35 rupees, 35 rupees. That man to go and see those people report to Gandhi about what is happening there. I forgot about that way. Suddenly, one fine morning, he gave me a check. And that check today is valued 2 crores. I've been offered 2 crores. I am not parting with it. Malaya wants it for 2 crores. I am not giving it because this is the only thing I have got with me. I don't have anything with me. I have got some letters written to me by Gandhi, all on bits of paper. I asked Mr. Tamil Mani just now to give me a small bit to read this. It is that I can write down. So he gave me paper. It's a huge waste according to that. Huge waste. And I'm surprised. I didn't bring all this. Rajkumari Amrit Kaur was one of the secretaries. She became the health minister. Immediately after joining the cabinet, you know what she did? Secret circulars. Today is the cabinet meeting. Mark circular. I got all those letters. She would send it as a present to us. She has to use the backside. You know, those circulars which she used to write, that is the only present she could give to Gandhi. You understand my point? All paper was sent to him. And Gandhi has written to me on small bits of paper. I got it, I couldn't exhibit it now. But it's what, you know, if we practice that kind of economy, everybody would be well off. We could have the India of Gandhi's dreams any day. You know, we have waited for 67 years, but I don't think now we have got a new government. Let us see. We are able to achieve Gandhi of his dreams. Thank you.
The learned judge will present a small memento to Mr. Kalyan. Sir, please. Wait, it will be covered. Don't worry, it will be covered. It will be covered. About the shoot, no problem. Sir. கொஞ்சம் This is a thinkers forum. Neither Mr. Kalyanam nor the elected Chennai should get offended. It's more to get what happened, how things happened, how we got the freedom like that. It is not to attack or insult or belittle anybody. I already made a request to him. I'm going to ask a few things more out of our anxiety, you know, how things had happened, not for anything else. And he said, where he does not have an answer, does not want to answer, he says so. He is welcome to say so. Whenever he answers, he is person back only. Let me deem that he will answer the question. It is Gandhiji by nature was very tough person and extraordinarily harsh ambition. Would you like to know?
You know, he just not against British people. So he never got angry with anybody, never used any harsh words, always mild tempered and confident.
Sir, he was sources. So he out. He said, Hiram, and don't trust them, heard him down. I care, until it happened, Gandhi moderation, after a shot, just below, he responded.
When the prayer meeting on that day, 30th January, I was by the side of Gandhi. Gandhi was here, on this, I was on side. But it came from there and shot him here. So I missed the bullet by a quarter of inch. And I could not hear him say anything. It was instantaneous. He died, it was no point saying that he was alive for minutes and all that. He died, his dead body was taken inside, that's all. And because he said, at least I was near him. I couldn't hear those words. This guy here, supposing somebody shoots me, one of you may say, how do you know? How do I know? I mean, it may not be anybody else. So I don't know whether he said or not. As far as I know, he said nothing, and it was an instantaneous death.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, do you think in today's retrospect, this weapon used by Gandhiji, the weapon of non-violence, would be relevant and useful today in the present context?
It is for the leaders to set an example. We see how members of parliament are behaving, we see how MPs are behaving. That's a good example. Now we learn everything from parents and from elders. If we do that, I think we will be able to get non-violence go through. There is no doubt about it. We can succeed in life.
If I not He believed strongly in Congress that Gandhiji's commitment to Pakistan and there was some kind of friction. I'm sure about this friction. And in fact, when Patelji left, he made a very, very hard comment about Gandhi and left. Is right?
It's correct. Many people do not know it, but since you are here, I tell you. If you have no objection, I'll tell them. Yes. So Gandhi wanted Patel why he was refusing to pay this 3 crores to Pakistan. It is on record. And Patel said, "We invaded Kashmir and we can't keep quiet." Then Gandhi went on arguing, and Sardar got a little mad because this man was like this. He once told him, "You know nothing government working. You can't do this. You can't do any such thing. It is government, you have to stop." He went on talking. Then ultimately he said, "If you don't, I'll go on a fast." He got up angrily, went out. I went to leave him in a car. On the way he said, "Buddha pagal hai." Nobody knew about it, but this is the right time to give. Buddha pagal hai. Old man is mad.
Thank you to be truthful to us. I hope I mistake because he's last surviving witness who links to Gandhiji and the freedom movement. I don't want to lose this opportunity. Otherwise, I know Indian.
I think today in India and the world,
Sir,
there will be not more than 3 or 4 people who are in flesh and blood with Gandhi.
sir.
Myself and Devdas Gandhi, Sir Rajmohan Gandhi.
Yeah.
When Gopal Krishna Gandhi was only 2 years old. He won't know anything much. Governor. He was only 2.5 years old. But his elder sister, Tara, she may know. I think 3 or 4 of us know a lot about Gandhi, but nobody in flesh and blood today is alive. That's the point.
Sir, it is said after we secured independence, the leaders at that time started slowly looking at Gandhiji as a stumbling block and as a source of irritation. Is that so?
They ignored him. There is not a source of irritation. They completely ignored him. And whatever he said, they never followed. For instance, immediately after independence, he wanted to establish an India of his dreams. He said, first dissolve the Congress. Now you see, Congress will never come up. As it is today, it is dead and gone. So it has been achieved somehow. Gandhi said has come up. They have themselves committed suicide. It is impossible for them to come up now. That is the stage now. Now there are other do's and don'ts that Gandhi prescribed to establish an India of his dreams. Other than dissolving the Congress. He said, introduce prohibition. Well, in Madras city, even government runs the liquor shops.
So let's go back to Gandhi again.
Okay, right.
From Chennai to Gandhi, which is the topic right now here. Sir, it said that had he lived for a few more years, he would have launched an agitation against the very government for which he fought.
No. As far as I know, had he lived, he would have fought against the Congress even in 1948 February.
So the last question, in fact, somebody was very, very close to Gandhiji. Rather, a host of Gandhiji made this comment. We are spending huge money every day to keep Gandhi very simple. Do you would like to comment on that?
Simple in what way?
He, by name made us, he was simple. Birla was spending so much of money on Gandhiji to make him appear to be very, very simple.
Birla was giving him all the money to run the ashram.
Easiest example was, go to one minute, sir. Yes, sir, continue, sir.
Birla was giving,
Okay,
not 1 naya paisa from Birla was used by Gandhi for himself. It was all used for Harijan welfare and to run the ashram and to bring up people. They never used a single naya paisa. In fact, there are public money coming in. You all know about it. I think it has come out in the papers also. Kasturba took to Anas one day and he reprimanded her. Said, this is public money. So she argued, no, public money. She said, no, it's not given to us. It is for use for the public. Use for the public. Given it for the public. In fact, there are many do's and don'ts Gandhiji prescribed. One particular thing which the present government has forgotten altogether. Other than prohibiting stopping lotteries and horse racing and all that, I am not talking about that. One Gandhi said, millionaires may have their millions. It is not for their own use. The government should take care of it and use it for a public good. This is what Gandhi said. Nobody knows about it.
Sir, thank you so much, sir. Very kind of you, sir. Thank you.
He said, I have repeatedly said that I have neither any part nor say in many things that are going on in this country today. The plain matter of fact is that I am no longer the current coin I fancied I once was. My voice is in the wilderness. My writ runs no more. Time was when whatever I said the masses followed. Today mine is a lone voice. I now say things which do not go home. I know that I am a back number, yet I go on saying what I believe to be true. These are the correct words.